An app is a small program that you can use on your phone or tablet. Think of it like a tool that helps you do something specific. You might use an app to chat with friends, play a fun game, or check the weather forecast for tomorrow. Apps are designed to be simple and easy to use so you can get things done quickly with just a few taps on your screen. They have become a huge part of our daily lives because they make so many tasks more convenient. Imagine trying to find your way in a new city without a map app, or ordering food without a delivery app. Apps bring services and entertainment right to your fingertips, making life a little bit easier and a lot more fun. So why do people create apps? The reasons are as diverse and exciting as the apps themselves. Some people build apps to solve a problem they face every day. Maybe they want a better way to track their daily water intake or a simpler way to organize their study notes. By creating an app, they can build the perfect solution for themselves and then share it with others who might have the same problem. This desire to help and innovate is a powerful motivator for many aspiring developers. It is incredibly rewarding to see something you built make a real difference in someone else's life, no matter how small that difference might be. Creating an app can also be a fantastic way to express your creativity. If you have a unique idea for a game, a story, or a new social network, building an app is how you can bring that vision to life. It is like being an artist, but instead of paint and canvas you use code and design to create something new and exciting for the world to experience. This journey of creation is not just about the final product, it is also about the process of learning, building, and overcoming challenges along the way. Many people find that building an app is a deeply fulfilling creative outlet that allows them to share their passions with a global audience. Finally, building apps can open up amazing career opportunities. The world needs more app developers, and learning this skill can lead to a great job or even allow you to start your own business. You could work for a large tech company, join a small startup, or become a freelance developer, building apps for different clients. The demand for skilled developers is growing all the time, making it a stable and exciting field to enter. Starting your journey into app development today is the first step towards a future where you can build amazing things, solve important problems, and create a career you truly love. When you decide to build an app, one of the first big choices you will make is whether to create it for Android or iOS. These are the two main operating systems for mobile devices. Android is developed by Google, and it runs on a wide variety of phones and tablets from many different manufacturers like Samsung, Google Pixel, and OnePlus. Because so many companies use Android, it has the largest market share globally. This means that if you build an Android app, you have the potential to reach a very large and diverse audience all around the world. It is an open platform, which can sometimes make development a bit more flexible. On the other hand, we have iOS, which is the operating system created by Apple exclusively for its own devices, like the iPhone and iPad. While iOS has a smaller market share worldwide compared to Android, its users are often more willing to pay for apps and make in-app purchases. This can be a significant advantage if you plan to monetize your app. Developing for iOS is often seen as a bit more straightforward because you only need to design your app for a limited number of Apple devices. This consistency in hardware and software can make the development and testing process simpler, as you know exactly what kind of screen and performance to expect. The tools and programming languages you use will also be different depending on your choice. For Android development, the primary language is Kotlin, which is modern, safe, and officially supported by Google. You can also use Java, which was the original language for Android. The main tool you will use is Android Studio, a powerful software environment where you write your code, design your app's layout, and test its functionality. It provides everything you need to build a high-quality Android app from start to finish, and it is available for free for anyone to download and use on their computer. For iOS development, the journey starts with the Swift programming language. Apple created Swift to be powerful, yet easy for beginners to learn. It is known for being fast, safe, and modern. The main development tool for iOS is called Xcode, which you can download for free from the Mac App Store. Xcode is an all-in-one suite that includes a code editor, a design tool for creating your user interface, and a simulator that lets you test your app on virtual iPhones and iPads. It's important to know that Xcode only runs on Mac computers, so you will need an Apple Mac to build and publish iOS apps. Every app, from the simplest game to the most complex productivity tool, follows a similar creation journey. We can break this journey down into 5 main steps: idea, design, coding, testing, and publishing. The first step is the idea. This is the very beginning, where you dream up what your app will do. It is the spark of inspiration that gets everything started. This could be a totally new concept or a better way of doing something that already exists. This stage is all about brainstorming, thinking about who would use your app and what problem it would solve for them. A strong, clear idea is the foundation upon which your entire project will be built. Once you have a solid idea, you move on to the design phase. This is where you plan what your app will look like and how users will interact with it. You will create sketches or wireframes, which are like simple blueprints for each screen of your app. You will think about the user flow, which is the path a user takes to complete a task, like signing up or making a purchase. You will also decide on the colors, fonts, and icons that will give your app its unique personality. Good design is crucial because it makes your app easy to understand and enjoyable to use, which is key to keeping users engaged and happy. Next comes the coding phase, where you bring your design to life. This is the part where you write the actual instructions that tell the phone what to do. Using a programming language like Swift for iOS or Kotlin for Android, you will build the features you plan. You will connect the buttons to actions, make the screens transition smoothly, and ensure any data is saved correctly. This is often the longest and most challenging part of the process, but it is also incredibly rewarding. As you write your code, you will see your app slowly transform from a static design into a functioning, interactive experience right before your eyes. After the coding is done, it is time for testing. In this stage, you and others will use the app to find and fix any problems, which are often called bugs. A bug could be a button that does not work, a screen that looks strange on a certain device, or the app crashing unexpectedly. You will need to test every feature thoroughly to ensure everything works as intended. This process is like being a detective, carefully searching for clues to what might be wrong and then working to fix it. Thorough testing is essential for creating a high-quality, reliable app that provides a smooth and frustration-free experience for your users. The final step, publishing, is when you submit your finished app to an app store for the world to download. Finding a great idea for your first app can feel like a big challenge, but inspiration is all around you. The best place to start is often with your own life. Think about your daily routines, your hobbies, or your work. Is there a small inconvenience you face every day? Is there a task that you wish could be done more easily with a simple tool? Many of the most successful apps started as simple solutions to personal problems. For example, if you always forget to water your plants, you could create a simple plant care reminder app. Your own experiences are a powerful source of authentic and useful app ideas. Another great way to brainstorm ideas is to look at the apps you already use. What do you like about them? What do you dislike? Perhaps you can take an existing idea and make it better. Maybe you can combine features from 2 different apps into one new, more useful app. You could also look at App Store reviews for popular apps. Users often leave valuable feedback about missing features or things they wish the app could do. This can give you a clear direction for an app that people are already asking for. Remember, your first app does not need to be a revolutionary new invention. A simple, well-executed improvement on an existing idea can be just as successful. Once you have an idea you are excited about, the next step is to plan out its core features. It is very important to start small. It can be tempting to want to build an app that does everything, but this can quickly become overwhelming for a beginner. Instead, focus on the 1 or 2 most important features that make your app useful. This is often called the minimum viable product, or MVP. For our plant watering app example, the MVP might just be the ability to add a plant and set a recurring reminder. You can always add more features later, like a photo gallery for your plants or tips for plant care. With your core features decided, you can start to sketch out your app's screens. You do not need to be an artist to do this. Simple pen and paper drawings are perfect. Draw a box for each screen in your app. For example, you might have a main screen that lists your plants, a screen to add a new plant, and a settings screen. Then, draw arrows between the screens to show how a user would move through the app. This simple exercise, called wireframing, helps you think through the user's journey and ensures that your app will be logical and easy to navigate before you write a single line of code. Getting started with coding can seem intimidating, but there are now many amazing tools designed specifically for beginners. These platforms make learning to code much more accessible, and, Honestly, a lot more fun. If you are interested in building apps without writing traditional code, you should look at tools like MIT App Inventor. This is a web-based platform that uses a visual, block-based coding system. Instead of typing lines of code, you drag and drop colorful blocks that represent different commands and functions. It is kind of like putting together puzzle pieces to build your app's logic. App Inventor is a fantastic way to learn the fundamental concepts of programming in a visual and intuitive way, and it is perfect for creating simple but functional Android apps. If you are leaning towards creating apps for Apple devices, a great place to start is Swift Playgrounds. This is a beautiful and engaging app for iPad and Mac that is designed to teach you how to code in Swift. It turns learning into a game, where you solve puzzles and guide a character through a three-dimensional world by writing real Swift code. It provides instant feedback, so you can see the results of your code immediately. Swift Playgrounds is a gentle and interactive introduction to the same language used by professional iOS developers. It builds your confidence and skills step by step, preparing you to eventually move on to building more complex apps with Xcode. As you grow more confident, you will eventually want to move to the professional development environments. For Android, this is Android Studio. For iOS, it is Xcode. These are called Integrated Development Environments, or IDEs, and they are powerful software suites that contain everything you need to build a professional app. They include a sophisticated code editor that helps you write code by suggesting completions and highlighting errors. They also have visual design tools for building your user interface and powerful debugging tools to help you find and fix problems in your code. While they have a steeper learning curve than beginner tools, they are the standard for professional app development. No matter which tool you choose to start with, the most important thing is to be patient with yourself and to practice consistently. The journey of learning to code is a marathon, not a sprint. Start with small, achievable projects. Try to build a simple calculator or a to-do list app. There are countless free tutorials and online courses, including those we offer at the App Brewery, that can guide you through these first projects. Each small success will build your confidence and motivate you to tackle bigger and more exciting challenges. Remember, every expert developer started exactly where you are now, as a curious beginner taking their very first steps. Once you have written the code for your app, you might think the hardest part is over. However, the testing phase is actually one of the most critical steps in creating a successful app. Testing is the process of carefully checking your app to make sure everything works correctly and to find any problems, which we call bugs. A bug is any unexpected or incorrect behavior in your app. It could be something small, like a spelling mistake in a button's text, or something major, like the app crashing every time you try to save a file. The goal of testing is to find and fix as many of these bugs as possible before your users do. There are several ways to test your app. The first is to test it yourself. Use your app as if you were a real user. Go through every screen and tap every button. Try to do things in an unusual order. What happens if you tap a button twice very quickly? What happens if you turn your phone sideways? Try to think of all the different ways someone might use your app and see if you can break it. This process is often called manual testing, and it is your first line of defense against bugs. Keep a detailed list of every issue you find, including the steps you took to make it happen so you can fix it later. Beyond testing it yourself, it is also very important to have other people test your app. This is because you know how your app is supposed to work, so you might not think to try certain things that a new user would. Ask your friends, family, or colleagues to try out your app. Watch them use it without giving them instructions. You will often be surprised by what they do and the issues they uncover. This kind of user testing provides fresh eyes and can reveal problems with both the functionality and the usability of your app that you might have missed completely. Platforms like TestFlight for iOS and Google Play's internal testing tracks make it easy to share your app with a select group of testers before its official release. When you find a bug, the next step is to fix it. This process is called debugging. It involves going back into your code to find the source of the problem and correct it. This can sometimes be like solving a puzzle. You have to use the clues from your testing, like an error message or the specific action that caused the crash, to pinpoint the exact lines of code that are causing the issue. Development tools like Xcode and Android Studio have powerful debuggers that let you pause your app's execution and inspect the state of your variables. This helps you understand what is going wrong. Fixing bugs is a core skill for any developer, and with practice you will get better and faster at it. After all your hard work of ideating, designing, coding, and testing, you are finally ready for the most exciting step: publishing your app. This is when you make your app available for millions of people to download from the official app stores. The two main stores are the Google Play Store for Android apps and the Apple App Store for iOS apps. The process for submitting to each store is slightly different, but both involve preparing your app and creating a detailed store listing. This listing is your app storefront, so you will want to make it as appealing as possible to attract potential users. To publish on the Google Play Store, you will first need to create a Google Play developer account. There is a one-time registration fee for this. Once your account is set up, you will use the Google Play console to upload your app file, which is called an APK or an AAB. You will need to prepare several things for your store listing. This includes writing a compelling title and a detailed description of your app, explaining what it does and who it is for. You will also need to provide high-quality screenshots and maybe even a short promotional video showing your app in action. These visuals are incredibly important for catching a user's eye. Publishing on the Apple App Store follows a similar path. You will need to enroll in the Apple Developer Program, which has an annual fee. Then you will use a tool called App Store Connect to manage your submission. Just like with Google Play, you will need to prepare your marketing materials, including your app's name, description, screenshots, and keywords that will help people find your app when they search. Apple has a very thorough review process. A team of human reviewers at Apple will test your app to ensure it is stable, useful, and meets their strict quality and safety guidelines. This review can take a few days, and if they find any issues, they will provide feedback so you can fix them and resubmit. Once your app is approved, it will go live in the store for everyone to download. This is a moment of huge accomplishment and pride, but the work is not quite over. After launching, it is important to monitor your app's performance. You can use the analytics tools provided by both Apple and Google to see how many people are downloading your app, which countries they are in, and how they are using it. You should also pay close attention to user reviews and ratings. This feedback is invaluable for understanding what your users love and where you can improve in future updates. Launching your app on the App Store is a major milestone, but it is not the end of the journey. A successful app is like a living thing. It needs ongoing care and attention to thrive. One of the most important parts of this post-launch process is releasing regular updates. The world of technology is always changing. Operating systems like iOS and Android get major updates every year, and these can sometimes cause older apps to stop working correctly. You will need to test your app on new OS versions and release updates to ensure it remains compatible and provides a smooth experience for users on the latest devices. Updates are also your opportunity to make your app even better. Listen to the feedback you receive from your users through reviews and emails. Are they asking for a new feature? Have they found a bug you missed? Use this feedback to guide your development. Releasing updates that add new functionality or fix reported issues shows your users that you are listening and that you are committed to improving their experience. This helps to build a loyal user base and encourages positive reviews. A regular update schedule, perhaps every month or two, keeps your app fresh and shows that it is actively maintained. Security is another critical aspect of maintaining your app, especially if it handles any kind of user data, like names, emails, or passwords. You have a responsibility to protect your users' information. It is essential to stay informed about common security threats and best practices for securing your app and any server it communicates with. This might involve using encryption to protect data, implementing secure login procedures, and being careful about the third-party libraries or services you use in your app. Keeping your app and its components updated is a key part of maintaining strong security over time. Finally, maintaining an app is also about maintaining your relationship with your users. Respond to their reviews, both positive and negative. If someone reports a problem, thank them for the feedback and let them know you are looking into it. If someone leaves a positive review, thank them for their support. This kind of communication builds community and trust around your app. It turns users into fans who are more likely to recommend your app to others. Your journey as a developer continues long after the launch, through a continuous cycle of listening, improving, and updating to keep your creation safe, relevant, and loved by its users. You have now learned the fundamental steps of creating an app, from the first spark of an idea to the exciting moment of publishing it for the world to see. We have walked through the entire process, brainstorming your concept, choosing between Android and iOS, designing a user-friendly experience, writing the code, testing for bugs, and finally launching and maintaining your app. It might seem like a lot to take in, but remember that every single app developer started from the very beginning, just like you. The journey is made up of many small steps, and the most important one is the first one. The key to success is to not be afraid to start small. Your first app does not need to change the world. Its purpose is to be your learning ground. Choose a simple idea, like a basic calculator, a note-taking app, or a fun soundboard. By building something manageable, you will be able to complete the project and experience the full development cycle. This will give you an incredible sense of accomplishment and a solid foundation of practical skills. You will learn more from building one small, finished app than from planning a dozen large, complex apps that you never actually start coding. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. The developer community is one of the most supportive and collaborative communities in the world. There are countless online forums, tutorials, blogs, and video courses available to help you whenever you get stuck. Websites like Stack Overflow are invaluable for getting answers to specific coding questions, and online learning platforms offer structured courses to guide you. Do not hesitate to ask for help, share your progress, and learn from others who are on the same path. Your passion for learning and creating is the only prerequisite you need to begin. Today is the day to start. Do not wait for the perfect idea or for the perfect time. The perfect time is right now. Download a tool like Swift Playgrounds or Android Studio. Watch a beginner tutorial. Write your first line of code. The path to becoming an app developer is a journey of continuous learning and creation. It will be challenging at times, but it will also be incredibly rewarding. You have the power to build things that can solve problems, entertain people, and bring your unique ideas to life. Your adventure into the amazing world of app development starts now, and I cannot wait to see what you will create.